Okay, to all the applicants in the front here, on the top of your paper, when you checked in, they wrote a red OK. I need everybody to pull their paper out and make sure there is a red OK on there. If you did not go through that room over there and check in, and if you do not have a red OK on there, I need you to stand up. We have 2 people that haven't checked in, so I want to make sure that everyone in here has been through that room and been checked in. Everybody has a red OK on their paper. Okay. All right, I'll put them away so we don't lose. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Robert Berger, and I'm going to preside over the naturalization ceremony this morning. This is a special setting that we have in federal court. I've been doing this for about 22 years, and I have this is probably my 40th ceremony. And this is a highlight for people who are able to, the judges who are able to preside over the ceremonies. And this is the ceremony that we're doing this morning is the same ceremony that has been conducted since 1790 in the United States. So it's my privilege this morning to welcome our soon-to-be new citizens and their families, their friends, and any other distinguished people who have joined us this morning. This is a special ceremony. Most of you have gone through a lengthy process to become citizens of the United States. This is the last step in that process. So when the ceremony has concluded after you've taken the oath, you will officially be citizens of the United States. And when you take the oath, it's important to remember that you're committing to comply with and defend the Constitution of the United States. And a part of that is to be active citizens. You can choose your own path in the United States, how active you wish to be in different areas. But it's the freedom that we have in the United States is wonderful. It's liberating. And just to kind of give you a sense of immigrants who have come to the United States and become U.S. citizens, almost half of the Fortune 500 companies in the United States were formed by either immigrants or children of immigrants. So half of the Fortune 500 companies, the 500 largest companies in the United States, everything from Apple Computer to Planter Peanuts, they've all been formed by immigrants or children of immigrants. And that's pretty amazing. I'm a second generation. My grandparents immigrated from Finland in the 1920s after the Civil War in the what became the Soviet Union and Russia. And Finland broke off it was a part of the Russian territory. It broke off, and there was a revolution in Finland. So a lot of Finns came to the United States, and they were extraordinarily poor. My mom grew up very poor in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is north toward Canada. And they were one of the poor families of the county, a very rural county, in which my grandfather worked in the iron ore mines. And they grew up on a lake because they didn't have any running water, they didn't have any electricity. They had basically a house with one bedroom, and then the kids slept upstairs in what was the second story, the attic. So I'm kind of letting you know all of this because my mom went from living as the poorest family in the county in which she lived to become quite successful in life. And now her son is a federal judge, and I have been for 22 years, and my brother and sister have done pretty well as well. So the point is that this is truly the land of opportunity. And the strength that we have, the wonderful strength that we have is from immigrants such as yourself who've come to the United States. And I want to thank you for bringing your talents and, of course, your families with you and your commitment to the United States, because that is a strength of the United States. It continues to empower our country. And in every respect. I mean, the United States, we would not be who we are today without immigration. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of immigration because if it weren't for immigration, I wouldn't be sitting here today before you. And it's truly an opportunity for you, but it's very much a gift to the United States that you bring to us. And I'd like to emphasize that. My parents ended up working, if you can believe it, at the United States Embassy when I was growing up. And I lived in Argentina from 12 to 16. And then I moved back to the States when I was 16 years old. I lived in Canada when I was a kid and lived back east. So there's a bit of diversity rolled into that. But my point is that that's what the future can hold. And most of us in the United States who are immigrants, we start out in a better position financially than people were 100 years ago when they immigrated to the United States. And I don't want to say it's a leg up, but it's we're not living in such dire circumstances. And I'm so thankful for the hard work that my mother and my father did to help our family and to support us. And that kind of puts everything within the context for me. I mean, when I moved back to the United States when I was 16, I felt a bit like an immigrant. I felt out of a place, and I had to kind of reorient myself to the United States. And so I understand that there's a transition associated with going to another country, which is a massive decision, and taking one's family and learning new languages. And it can be a little bit scary, a little bit intimidating, but all of you have set all of that aside and committed to be citizens of the United States. And on behalf of the United States, again, we thank you very much for your commitment. I always have to mention soccer. Lived in Argentina, love soccer. Big fan of Argentina. I don't know if we have any Argentines this morning, but I'm not going to tell you my favorite team in Argentina, because one time I did, and I think I was booed. But one day, maybe somebody's child will play on the U.S. men's national team or play for Sporting Kansas City or go to Europe and play for Liverpool. Soccer is, to me, it's my favorite sport. I still play it. I call it geriatric soccer, but I still play it. And it's a wonderful unifying experience. When I play soccer, we have at least 10 to 12 different nationalities and languages that are spoken. And it's a little UN that we have when we play soccer. It unifies us. And so I always mention, I know you're going to be a huge fan of the country from which you came, but after that, let's encourage the family members to be fans of the U.S. men's soccer team. I know they've struggled a little bit, not like the women who've been amazingly successful, but it doesn't have to be soccer. It can be cricket or rugby or whatever else you want to do. Soccer's just a favorite of mine. So, again, it's my privilege to be here with you this morning, and thank you for waiting in line and taking the long road to where we are. At this point of the process, we're going to have the introduction of U.S. citizens. Before we do that, I do want to thank a number of groups. When the ceremony is completed, you go back downstairs to room 180 on the first floor, and generally the family will leave first, and then the new citizens will remain, and Gretchen will kind of direct traffic in that sense. But we'll have the Sons of the American Revolution will be our honor guard today, and they'll go downstairs, and you can have photos taken with them. Also, the Daughters of the American Revolution are the ones who provide the refreshments in room 180. So the cookies and whatnot will be there as well. Then we have the League of Women's Voters, so you'll be able to register to vote. Today, it's the easiest it'll ever be for you to register to vote today. So I would ask that, or just to suggest that you take advantage of that on this day of celebration for all of you. At this point, we'll have the introduction of new citizens by Kimberly Berenson. Okay? You may proceed.
This morning, I would like to introduce 86 applicants for United States citizenship. These applicants come from 37 different countries. They've met the formal requirements imposed by law for United States citizenship. Upon taking the oath of allegiance, each will have the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of United States citizenship. As I call your country, please stand to be recognized. Afghanistan. Algeria. Angola. Bangladesh. Belgium. Brazil. Burma. Canada. China. Congo. Cuba. Egypt. El Salvador. Ethiopia. Germany. Haiti. Honduras. India. Iran. Iraq. Jordan. Kenya. Liberia. Libya. Mexico. Nepal. Nigeria. Norway. Pakistan. Philippines. Thailand. Trinidad, Tobago. Ukraine. Venezuela. Vietnam. and Zambia. And this, Your Honor, is our class of applicants this morning. At this time, the government moves that the oath of allegiance be administered to the prospective citizens of the United States and that all petitions for name change be granted.
Thank you. The motion is granted by the court. I did notice we have somebody from Norway. Thank you for giving a mountain to Finland about 5 years ago. Norway's a good neighbor to Finland. Norway has a lot of mountains. Finland didn't. So Norway's like, hey, we have a spare mountain. You can have one of ours. That is absolutely true and an interesting story. At this time, Shauna is going to administer the oath to you. As I said, you're going to swear to fidelity and to the United States Constitution, and to defend that Constitution as well. Shauna?
Would the new citizens please stand for the oath of allegiance and raise your right hand? I state your name. Hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by law. And I take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Thank you.
Well, this moment of celebration, I have the honor of congratulating all of you, to be the first person to congratulate all of you for now being citizens of the United States. Please, a round of applause for yourselves and for your families. Okay, that's absolutely awesome. At this time, we're going to stand for the colors of the Sons of the American Revolution. We'll have the flag for us, so we'll stand for the flag and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Color guard, halt. Left face. Present on. Please join me in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. face, Order arms. Right face. Forward march.
Please be seated. I know everyone is excited to visit with family and friends, and so again, just a reminder that room 180 is a place to congregate. First, we'll have the family and friends go downstairs, but our new citizens will remain in the courtroom. Just for one minor step, you're citizens, you're official, don't worry about it. It's just part of the paperwork that we have today. But again, thank you so much. You're the strength of our country. And it's my absolute privilege to participate today for your naturalization as U.S. citizens. Congratulations. With that, the court will adjourn. Thank you.
I'm going to have all the applicants stay. If you are an applicant that sat in the very back, you need to come forward and wait with everyone else. Once we get all the family members out, then we'll start rotating through to get your certificates. both.